All right, my Aquarius friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your monthly horoscope for April of 2020. If you're new to the channel, please check it out. We've got daily horoscopes every day that dive deeper into all the aspects of this chart, as well as new daily meditations that are going on to help people zen out during this time of crazy life. All right, so April 2020 for you. April 2020 in general is a little bit calmer of a month astrologically. There's not a lot of bam, 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 bam impacts that have happened like they did in January, February, and March. However, there's a time of great exponential growth. Okay, there's a lot of growth happening right now. It's like the April showers bring May flowers. So we're dealing with this growth and blossoming coming out right now. And for you, there's so much happening in the north part of the zodiac, okay, which is dealing with personal, which is dealing with self, okay. It's not so much your relationships with other people right now, but it's about the relationship you're having with yourself and bringing things to karmic closure and endings, okay. As you finally have Saturn that has moved out of your 12th house into your first, well, depending on where you're at. If you're an early degree Aquarius or a super late degree Capricorn, yes, you know, this is at 0 degrees. Now, Saturn's only going to get to 2, not even as far as Mars is right now. Okay, I've got this chart set to the 3rd of Friday the 3rd. Okay, so Saturn's only going to get to 2 degrees, not even 2 degrees, before it retrogrades backward into Capricorn, to all the way to like the 25th degree. Okay, so either way, Mars is, in fact, in your first house. Okay, so Saturn's teeter-tottering there. Again, all of these three together, you know, this is karmic endings, closure, dealing with your shadow side of self, dealing with your personal authority, crabbiness, obsessiveness, our own, the shadow side of self, man, right? We're dealing with Pluto. This is the shadow side. We're dealing with Jupiter, which is expansion. Okay, we want to see more of that shadow. That way we can identify it and close the door on it, or open the door on it so that we can identify what it is, recognize it, thank it, and you know, come to peace with it. Okay, and Saturn's going to be going back there to help kind of seal that fate up. Mars is moving into your first house. Okay, this is really beautiful, as this is a more journey of like, okay, I'm not a sheeple. Okay, I know who I am. I'm an Aquarian. I'm a visionary, futuristic thinker, right? And I have to put my good foot forward in this world and be that for myself and for other people, okay? So right on the top of the month, you hear at the 3rd, okay, we have Mercury, Neptune conjunction in your 2nd house. This is about money. This is about finances, okay? Mercury, your planet of communication, information. Neptune, your dreams, your inspiration, your imagination. Okay, so the way you're talking about your dreams, you're hopefully moving forward as an individual. And Venus on the same day, on the 3rd, enters your 5th house of creative self-expression. Okay, this is a really powerful, both of these movements happening here. Okay, very, very powerful, as Venus is moving out of your 4th house of like home life, family life, moving into the 5th house, is saying like, look, I got to re-spark the joy and love for myself in a healthy relationship to my own ego. And Mars is saying the same thing, healthy relationship with my ego. And that's what these guys are all clearing out right here. All right, healthy relationship with my ego. Okay, now on the 7th, we're going to have a beautiful full moon happening here in Libra, which is your 9th house. The sun's going to be in your 3rd house. This is about information. Okay, this is going to be one of the brightest full moons of the year, if not the brightest full moon of the year. Okay, big super moon, pink moon. All right, 10:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Okay, and the sun's going to be in your 3rd house, which is information. We have to look at both sides of the coins. Okay, we have to understand that we do have an obsessive nature. We do have a caring, loving, giving nature. We have an authentic, true self. We have an ego self that is in nature wanting to fit in, wanting to be like other people, wanting to impress other people. Then there's I only need to impress myself. There's how I look when I go out with my friends. There's how I look when I stay in by myself and Netflix and chill. You know what I mean? There's two sides to the coin. And the sun is saying, highlight this, look at this. And the moon being fully illuminated in the sign of the sign of Libra about other people, my balance of relationships with others. And in the 9th house for you, this is like, take the high road. Okay, take the high road. Take, you know, the higher knowledge, not just any knowledge isn't going to do. You know, there can be you know, when I go shopping, I'll be really honest. When I go shopping, go to the grocery store, you know, I tend to stick around a pretty good crowd of people. I'm very thankful to have a very high-minded group of friends that are very conscious in the way that they speak and communicate. And this is where I'm getting with this. When I go out in public, oftentimes I am shocked. Generally, when I see mothers that are shopping with their children, not saying fathers don't do it as well, but I just see mothers oftentimes, the way that they talk with their kids is horrific. It's horrific. And because it happened over here and Jane saw Mary do it and Mary saw Susie do it or whatever, you know, or Billy and Bob, and it doesn't matter how people in general, you know, talk to their children, because this has become a social norm. This has become acceptable. And then how your kid's going to turn that, or how that kid is going to take and turn that and reflect that on the playground, right? Or how that's going to come back when they are of authority. Okay, this is part of this Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter conjunction. Although Saturn is technically in Aquarius right now, you know, it's going to retrograde back in and still connect with all of these, all right? Powerful connections. Either way, so what we're getting at here is, you know, just because it's socially acceptable on one end to act a certain way doesn't make it the right way. Okay, so socially we have the 3rd house, how you know, we're looking at all the information here. This is communication general in the 21st century and yada. You can say whatever you want. You can say F you to somebody, you know, and we're not in barbarian times where you say that to somebody and they're going to walk up with a giant club or an axe and just split your skull open. You know, times have changed. So it's like, just because you can do it doesn't make it right. So we're taking the high road. We're looking at a lot of information during this full moon, and really wanting to look at ourselves, gain new knowledge, gain new insight, and then live that. Okay, because this is going to affect you and your 1st house where Mars is right now. Okay, this is a, you know, you're Aquarian. This is a sister air sign or brother air sign, whatever. You know, air and fire are generally masculine, water and earth are feminine, either way. Libra, the balancing scales, right? So it's about balance, 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 balance. So that's on the 7th. Now on the 12th, all right, the 12th, Mercury's finally going to leave Pisces. It's been there since the 4th of February, retrograde, and now on the 12th, finally entering Aries, 3rd house. Again, communication. So you're going to be communicating, you're going to be thinking and looking at all these different aspects, okay? Now, Mercury is showing its true strength and power here as it rips through the sign of Aries in 15 days, okay? So it'll be out on the 27th, okay? The 27th, Mercury will be into Taurus. Okay, that's how fast this is going. So we can really put our communication above. Sometimes that's going to be in a positive way. We're going to have a lot of sparks of ideas, fresh new ideas and concepts coming through. Mercury's going to create this beautiful septile and sextile over here to Mars for you in your 1st house. New ideas coming through, right? But it can also be sharp-tongued. It can be, I didn't think about that before I said that, and now I've hurt someone's emotional feelings. You know, all this Cancer energy over here in your 6th house. You're still caring about being of service to other people, and your service of other people is really important, okay? So on the 19th now, the sun is going to enter Taurus, all right? Sun's going to enter Taurus, and on the 22nd, we have a new moon in Taurus. So this is going to be somewhere between your 3rd and 4th house, most likely, unless you're a 0 degrees Aquarius. You know, this is most likely going to be in your 3rd house, really. Okay. So 3rd house, again, about being information, communication, looking at all sides of things and taking a new approach with all the new information that you're gathering. Being in the sign of Taurus, you know, this is a new beginning and about a stable future, a stable new beginning, stable finances, figuring out a way for yourself to create stable finances, okay? Now, at the same time, we've got Uranus here that the Sun is going to conjunct on the 26th. So these stable, you know, the things that we want, stability in life, sometimes get upheaved, turned around, flipped around, and we have to roll with it and deal with it. So we can expect the unexpected as this new moon leads to a Uranus-Sun conjunction that happens once a year. Okay, so we can figure out breakthroughs. This could be at the home front as well. This could be about ideas. This could be about home. This could be about family. But again, most likely, unless you're a very, very early degree Aquarian, this is most likely going to be in your 3rd house, dealing with information. Okay, and again, really looking at both sides of the coin and really looking at our own shadow. Okay, that's what this month is all about, is about recognizing our shadow and what we need to heal, what we need to move beyond in order to become the person that we see ourselves as. You know, we're all creating this new future, so it's like we have to live and exude and execute being that future, not expecting it from an outside source, somebody else first, right? So it's about us taking that center stage as an Aquarian, the conductor of the show, and creating that life for ourselves. So we have to work through our own garbage in order to get there, okay? Now, lastly, we have a lot of forward momentum in the chart, right? There's no retrograde planets. This RX here by the North Node and South Node, retrograde, but the nodes always move retrograde. There's not ever a moment that they don't move backward. Now, Pluto here is going to be our first outer planet of the year to retrograde. And it's going to start on the 25th. It'll station retrograde. 26th, station retrograde. On the 27th, it will officially be retrograde, right? Officially be moving backward. According, you know, again, it's all about perspective of geocentric, meaning Earth's perspective. Heliocentrically, sun-centered, none of the planets move backward. All right, this is an optical illusion to our Earth-centered location of seeing the planets come around the sun. So the outer planets all retrograde for about 6 months, okay? Pluto being our most outer planet, we're not going to feel this a ton. We're not going to feel this like a big impact like we do of Mercury retrograde, our innermost planet. Okay, so we're not going to really feel the effects of this until May. So this month is still a lot of forward momentum, a lot of just easy flow energy. Should be a little bit easy flow. Mercury is going to be that 2 weeks there in Aries, which can be a bit fast, uppity. We can be aggregated. We want to get out of the house. We want to go do things, get things done, see people, communicate, have fun, talk really fast, use our hands, you know, whatever. But generally, this is about a month of growth, a month of learning self, a month of blossoming, okay? Recognizing our own obsessive shadow side of ourselves in a healthy way, to grow as an individual, to become a better person, to create that world that we're trying to create as the visionary Aquarians that you are, right? So it's a beautiful month of April ahead. May is going to be a whole other story. Okay, stay tuned for that. Check out the dailies as we dive deeper into these aspects. Check out the meditations if you want, just a little 10-minute chill pill. The daily meds, right? As always, my friends, thank you for hanging out with me. Appreciate you so much. Have a beautiful month ahead, and we'll see you tomorrow.